It's time. So, since the last Zerkstick video that I did, they have actually added more attacks to the bow staff, and I have all around improved the build to it. This new variant on the build is a lot faster than the old one, as well as having a higher status chance for viral procs. This is going to make the thing much more viable at endgame levels. Speaking of which, the enemies that I'm bonking around in this video right now are actually level 104 at this point in the survival. This build works late. We're still going to be rocking the same stance as the previous build. It's going to be Clashing Forest. Gap closes are good, basic attacks are good, hit counter is good. It's a really good stance. Since we're using two separate elements in this build, the first thing I put on here is Northwind in the D slot, Virulent Scourge, and Voltaic Strike. This is going to give you Viral with a little bit of electricity off the side for crowd control. After those three elements, I put Life Strike in here because this mod really makes endgame melee extremely viable. You can't live without it. After that, we're going to use Heavy Trauma and Pressure Point. We are not going to put Spoiled Strike into this build. After doing a little bit of statistics on the attack speed versus the attack damage, it turns out that it seems like it's a little bit better to run an element in the place of Spoiled Strike. Not to mention you get way more procs when you attack faster, always a plus. Speaking of attacking faster, the last two mods in this build are Fury and Berserker. Because as an American, I like it when things go fast, and as someone with an Italian heritage, I like it when they go fast and they're painted red. Blood is an acceptable substitute for paint. Your bread and butter with this build is going to be your neutral melee attack, where it's just a series of strikes with no direction input. You can also execute this combo by holding block and pressing a direction. This will prevent you from going into your forward attack combo and give you some movement while you're attacking. Really good for fighting a crowd. Next up is your forward combo. Hold forward and attack. This is really good for building gauge in a tight group of enemies or just single target nuking somebody. Your last combo is your pause combo. I personally am not too fond of this one, but it does cover a good distance and I'm pretty sure it causes a bit of knockdown. I just wouldn't rely on this by any means. In action, this build works extremely well. It does a great deal of crowd control between its impact procs and its electricity procs. And when it's not doing that, it's going to be dealing puncture procs to reduce damage output on the enemy, as well as viral triggering, which chops their life total in half. Also, because this build is running Life Strike, when you start getting your health total knocked down a little bit, especially if you're running Rage and you get the energy for it, you can tap your channel for 1 or 2 hits and that should get your health back up to max. So if you guys like what you're seeing, give this build a shot. It is awesome. So in the meantime, I'll catch you guys in the Pluto Dark Sectors. Over and out.